So, yesterday in a conversation, the word companionship came up. Companion, C-O-M-Pan.ion.Ship. C-O-M is together, pan is bread, I-O-N is to go, and ship is your body ship. So companionship. So together eating bread, right? This is a very deep concept throughout the ages, but it's really not that deep. But you see it at the in the image where Jesus is having supper with the 12 disciples, S-U-P, sup. And so that's what this whole thing's about. Companionship with somebody in truth, or fellowship in a body of people with truth. Apostle Paul, at one point, he said, you've got to forgive one another, because everybody's a work in progress, and without that companionship, nobody would grow. You have to have the face-to-face companionship. I can't talk about a situation right now, but it's a real thing, people. It's a real thing. If you're face-to-face in real truth, companionship, honest, open communication, both people are going to grow. So let's say there's a man and a woman, and they're in communication, talking, not taking anything personal, because their security's in Christ and Christ alone. Yeah, the man and the woman get some kind of security in each other just because they're committed. You know, when you make a commitment, you're making a commitment to stand with that person, stand by that person, hell or high water, you're on the same team. And during those trials and tribulations and tests and troubles and the good time, the bad time, the good, the bad, the ugly, you know, you grow together and you learn what real companionship really is. And that's the way it's supposed to be, and that's the type and shadow of Christ in the church. And so let's say there was a church that you went to. If everybody was real, but you know you got Illuminati agents in churches, they infiltrate the churches, they infiltrate everything, because they're jealous of your fellowship. And the reason they don't even know why they're jealous, because they get taken over by a devil. But something in them, they're jealous, you know. And so that companionship that you have in the truth, in agape love, if it's a marriage, it's all four loves. There's four kinds of loves: family, friend, romantic, and God's love. Four kinds of loves in a marriage, supposed to be. And so people get together at a table and have communion with each other over some bread and some wine, you know. It might be bread and water, but anyway, my point is that fellowship is a type and shadow of Christ and His church, and the church is supposed to be talking back and forth to each other in the real. Fake or real? Is it fake or is it real? Well, you know if it's real, because you're talking about things that people need to be healed from, you know. The devil's system is doing trauma on everybody. I've been doing this a long time. I've talked to a lot of people. At one point, 10,000 subscribers. And I promise you, everybody's under trauma, mind control. And if two people know that and they come together, they're healing each other. They know that somebody's been attacked or persecuted or raised around narcissism, or just society, the news, the media, the music. It's all a big fat MK Ultra mind control game played on everybody, you know. And night before last, I was driving back to Greensboro from being out of town, and I saw this drone out in front of me. I was in some city, I don't know. I think I was in South Carolina. And so there's this big drone just flying around the whole city. I was on the open highway. I could see it. It was dark. There wasn't many cars on the road at that point, and I could see this big drone just circling around up in front of me. And the reason I say big, because it was far away, but it was still at the size of a plane, and it was just circling around. And so now you're in the Big Brother drone. This was in the movies, and we already know what's going to happen. Everybody who's saved, we know the future because of Revelation, the tribulation, the rapture, the Big Brother. Just listen to Alex Jones' old stuff. I don't know why the old stuff used to be good, but I don't know what he's doing now. But anyway, we're under Big Brother right now as we speak. As I'm recording this, I'm under Big Brother. And so the only way you're going to make it is have some real people, not afraid to talk real, not afraid to talk real in Christ, the truth, agape love towards each other, and building up the body, building up the church, communication, communion, companion, and healing all the trauma that the system has put on people. It's really, the way to heal anything or anybody is LOVE, unconditional love. Now if they're doing something stupid or crazy, you have to set boundaries, And there's some people you don't even let in your world. If they want to stay in the brute beast, low level, base nature mindset, let them. If they want to stay in the let's say level 10 is the image of Jesus, and level 1 is the image of the devil. If they want to stay down there in Jerry Springer level 1, arguing and fighting over stupid stuff, let them. Walk away. Let them cut. See, the flesh always cuts itself. They will cut themselves. They will find people like themselves. I've been in hospitality all my life, and I see these people come up, and they're you can just tell by the way they act and talk and look and everything about them that they are in low level Jerry Springer. And I'm sitting here thinking, how do they survive in that state of mind? Because you have to be halfway a semblance of some kind of order, right? And it's like, how do they survive? And the way they survive is they find somebody else like them, and they think they're smarter than the other person, and they meet up with somebody else who's smarter than them. And I'm not talking about smart in a good way. I'm talking about con artist wise, and they end up fighting and stabbing each other and arguing and playing all these psychopathic games with each other. It's kind of like the Joker and what's her name? Harlequin Quinn. I never watched the movie, but I saw some clips, and that's what they find. But they can't even trust each other because it's Jerry Springer low-level flesh mind. So as you're moving when you get born, you're in the flesh, right? And you're moving from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Eventually, when you see Jesus, you'll be like him. So you're moving up the ladder, not by works, but by faith and Christ in you doing the process, the transformation process. So you're moving up the ladder. I got this person in the car behind me just staring at the rearview mirror. It's like the guy's NPC, controlled by some kind of spirit. Just the very stuff I'm saying, it's like maybe he's reading my lips or something. There's a lot of people that can read lips, I guess. But you got these, you're moving from low level Jerry Springer to high level. Some people are born in a good family and they start out at number 5 or whatever, number 4. Number 5, they learn by their parents. They get a bunch of spankings, and they learn early on a bunch of scourgings to do right. But some people, no matter how much they got a spanking as a child, they still act stupid. They still act crazy. And so you're moving to a spiritual, hopefully you're moving to a spiritual freedom type thing, moving from bondage to freedom, slavery to freedom, ignorance to freedom, to ignorance to knowledge, hell bound to heaven bound. And so, long story short, what am I trying to say? I'm saying when you companion with somebody, communication, companionship, moving to the next level, when you companion with somebody in truth and grace and unconditional love, and if it's a man and woman who are really in good understanding of this, they understand each other, they're going to push each other higher, and they're going to have more peace and more love and more stability, and they're going to save money, they're going to be healthier, they're going to walk around the block together, whatever they do, go to whatever they do for exercise. They're going to be doing stuff together that's healthy, wealthy, and wise, you know. But if you're in the flesh mind, everybody's fighting and cutting each other, nobody trusts anybody, and everybody's screaming and yelling instead of being calm, cool, collective. They're trying to be prideful and Jezebelic. The man or the woman can be Jezebelic. And so my point is, the companionship in truth is going to be healthy for you. If you can find a church or a person to marry that's like that, or a church fellowship or a friend for a while, it's going to push you higher. It really is, I promise you. And you will be shocked at how much you grow. Then if you're by yourself, you don't grow as much as if you're with somebody else. It's just the way this reality's set up. I've decoded this reality, and that's important.